I'm Lydia Goodman. Are we filming now?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Our first event was lifting, which we were all really happy with. I got the bar halfway above my head. I knew I was going to fail it, and it was just one of those things. In a split second, I stepped forward instead of backwards to bail it, and the bar dragged my arms down my back, and unfortunately I sustained bilateral humeral fractures.
Name of your team or category?
Team Dench, and we were in the intermediate. I'm Lydia Goodman. I'm a recruitment consultant for the NHS, and I train at WTB Fitness at Tiverton and Spartan Chamber in Wellington. So the build up to Turf Games was really exciting. We obviously had a team of 6, and we've been getting together several times a week to train for it. We've come so far from where we were at the beginning when we started training to when we were competing. So we were absolutely buzzing to go to Turf Games. Our first event was lifting, which we were all really happy with, and we were looking forward to seeing what numbers we were going to hit on the day. I got 2 lifts in. People had been hitting PBs already, so the atmosphere was really great. I got to what would have been my 1 rep max thruster, and unfortunately I got the bar halfway above my head. I knew I was going to fail it, and it was just one of those things. In a split second, I stepped forward instead of backwards to bail it, and the bar dragged my arms down my back, and unfortunately I sustained bilateral humeral fractures. It means that I broke both my arms. So they snapped both sides where my biceps are, essentially. My first thought was panic that I'd ruined it and I wasn't going to be able to do the sport that I love anymore. That genuinely was my first thought. As I sat there, I remember asking my teammate Chad if he thought I was ever going to get back to where I was. So that was my first thought, really, and it's been in my thoughts ever since, really. I was operated on really quickly, so within 24 hours, I was given the choice to be in cast for 3 months or to have plates fitted on my arms. The cast would have meant I would have had no mobility for 3 months. And because I've got type 1 diabetes and I need to inject myself daily, if I was in cast, it would have meant a 24-hour package of care for me. So I chose surgery. They said that obviously I'm going to have scars and there would be cosmetic damage and they'd cut through the muscle, but personally I think the scars look really gnarly, so I'm really happy about it. And after they fitted the plates, they told me that I would regain full movement, full extension in both my arms, and luckily I would get back to where I was. They also advised that if I hadn't have been in the shape that I was when I did the incident, my injuries would have been so much worse. So the left arm, the bone would have come out through the skin, and I also would have damaged / broken both my elbows and both my shoulders just because of how the injury happened. But luckily, because I had been training functional fitness, CrossFit, weightlifting for a few years beforehand, I'd got lots of muscle around it. It protected the bones and it stopped any of that from happening. So I am going to be back to how I was, to the numbers that I could lift. I am going to get back there. But had I not been training the way I had, I definitely wouldn't have been. So I feel really fortunate for that. The community around me when it all happened, it's been 9 weeks and I'm still speechless about the love and support that I had around me at the time, and that was from absolutely everybody. So when I was in the hospital, there was some difficulties getting me home, and their confidence in whether I could take care of myself at home. But the people that I've met through the gym were there every step of the way. The friends that I've made there were calling the hospital every day, were trying their best to get me home as soon as possible. I had calls, texts, messages from, you know, everybody in the fitness community that I'm in, just doing the most, really. Everybody wanted to know what they could do to help, and I don't think there's any other sport or any other kind of community that you can be a part of that would yield that kind of support afterwards. When you walk into gyms like Spartan Chamber and WTB, you walk into a room of people who just want the best for you, who want you to succeed, and, you know, who genuinely want you to be the best version of yourself. And that translates into your day-to-day life as well. So I've broken both my arms, and, you know, the same people that are cheering me on when I'm like trying to do a 1 rep max lift are the people that were making bologneses for me so that I didn't have to cook, and the same people that are driving me to my hospital appointments when I obviously couldn't drive. Yeah, it was really overwhelming, the amount of support, and it was really, really special to realise how these people that you met through fitness have become your family in real life. So the fitness community is something so unique, I think, because you've got a set of like-minded people who get to see each other, they make friends, they get to see each other 4, 5, 6 times a week and hang out and do essentially adult PE together. And from that comes this group that want nothing but the best for you. They're cheering you on all the time. There's no jealousy, there's no, kind of agendas or anything like that. It's just people who want you to do your very best. And you meet so many different people through it as well. There's just people then in these gyms, they're not just elite athletes. There's people from all walks of life, all shapes, all sizes, all ages, you know, and they all come together. And whether your 1 rep max is a 50 kilogram back squat or whether it's one of the elites going for a 160, everybody's cheering the same. It doesn't matter what you're going for. All that matters is that person does it and you're there to support them. I think that's such a special thing to have in a community, and it's so rare.
What does the future hold for you?
Much more fitness. So not being away from the sport that I love and not being able to train in the way that I was training before has just made me realise how much I love it. So it will be taking it slow with my rehab, making sure that I'm in a good place to come back safely, and carrying on doing this, competing with the people that are around me in the gyms, all my friends, and hopefully just being healthy, being strong, and carrying on from where I was before. That would be the ideal.